on Worcester News tonight, caught on camera. A would-be vandal tries to destroy a Worcester business's mascot. Plus, the dangers of distracted driving. High school students get a chance to experience a simulation. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. It's not something you see every day. Surveillance video captures a man trying to destroy the symbol of a longtime Worcester butcher shop. The target was their beloved bull, and what the man was trying to do to it has some scratching their heads. Our Rosalind Flaherty joins us now with this strange story. Rosalind?
Olivia, the man who witnessed the incident says he couldn't believe what he was seeing and called police. A bizarre scene caught on surveillance video. A man climbs to the roof of Fairway Beef in Worcester and tries to vandalize their signature bull.
This can't be happening. This can't be real.
Alex Smith works at MB Lounge next door and noticed the incident happening around 2 a.m. Tuesday morning. You can see the man trying to cut off the bull's private parts and later getting on top of it. Smith says he pulled out his cell phone to record it and called police.
I called Worcester PD and basically told them that there's a guy on the roof of Fairway Beef vandalizing the bull.
24-year-old Sean Giorgi was arrested. Worcester police say he was indeed trying to castrate the statue of the bull named Sirloin.
I couldn't believe it. You know, it's just, why would somebody do that?
Fairway Beef found out about the incident later in the day. They say Sirloin has been up for 3 years and is an iconic symbol of their business. Fortunately, he wasn't damaged.
It was just shocking.
I don't know what he was thinking of. He must have been partying a little bit too much. it's like all I can think of.
Now, the suspect was arraigned and charged with trespassing. Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
A man is now facing charges in a sexual assault this morning. It happened near the Palmer-Brimfield line. State police say a woman walked out of the woods along the Mass Pike and flagged down a tractor trailer. She told the driver she'd been assaulted. 25-year-old Lee Michael Collins is charged in the case and was expected to be arraigned in Palmer District Court today. It now looks more like a pile of rubble instead of a former church. Demolition continues at the former Notre Dame des Canadiens church in downtown Worcester. It started as a slow process as pieces of the historic building were removed, but this week a crane has been brought in to claw away at the church. A bell was saved and is expected to be given to the city. Meanwhile, another historic building named on Preservation Worcester's most endangered list is expected to receive new life. Bramble Hill was sold to a Dunstable-based developer for more than $800,000. The building is the former home of industrialist Milton Higgins and his wife Alice. The 1901 mansion was sold in the year 2000 for more than $5 million, but has been vacant since 2007. Preservation Worcester says they've been concerned about the property and aren't sure what the developers plan to do with it.
It's possible that they would be, and I think probably logical, that they would be developing the parcel with the 17 acres as a residential area. And it would be our hope that they would include the mansion as part of that residential complex.
And the most recent sale of the house involves 17 acres. Teen drivers get a first-hand look at the dangers of texting while driving. A unique simulator is set up at Leicester High School, and instructors say it's now is an important time to drive the message home. Distracted driving can be deadly. Our Chandler Walsh has the story.
This distractology program is sponsored by Arbella Insurance. They say 1 in 4 teens text every time they drive. It's one of the many reasons Leicester High School is trying to teach their students what can happen while driving distracted. In just seconds, when Nicole Lacoste takes her eyes off the road to text a friend, this happens. Luckily, the crash is just a simulation. The Leicester High School junior is taking part in a distracted driving program.
I know that you're not supposed to multitask when you're driving and stuff, so I wanted to see what could actually happen without actually risking anything.
The 45-minute driving simulation tests students in different scenarios, from changing the music to sending a Snapchat.
I crash every time. I'm not gonna lie.
The Distractology simulation trailer travels to schools across New England working with new drivers.
This is something that they're going to get into a habit of doing right away, right when they start driving.
School counselor Scott Smith organized the program's visit to Leicester High. He says he hopes it makes a real impact on students.
Instead of just putting all of our students in an assembly and having somebody talk at them about dangers of driving, I think it's important for them to experience what it really looks like when you're not looking at the road.
Smith says safe driving is a priority, especially after tragic student-involved accidents like one in nearby West Brookfield last fall.
Our small towns, they know each other and they know kids from other towns that have been in these accidents.
Lacoste and classmate Colby Chartier say the program opened their eyes and they'll be more aware the next time they're in the driver's seat.
I've had a lot of friends that have gotten in accidents, and it's scary. You don't want to risk your life for just to look at your phone for a quick second.
Even not paying attention for 5 seconds, anything can happen.
About 70 student drivers are participating in the program this week. Smith says he hopes to see it continue in years to come. In Leicester, Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
A Shrewsbury snowboarder is hoping to cover some of his expenses as he chases his dream and competes in the World Cup. Mikey LaCroix has been snowboarding since he was 10 years old and has won several medals. The 20-year-old's family owns Ski Ward, and he is hosting a fundraiser there on Saturday. LaCroix competed in the Junior Worlds earlier this year, and says his family spent close to $25,000.
There's no support from the U.S. until you get on the U.S. team. So even the development team, you don't get any funding, any support whatsoever, except for coaching sometimes. And when you get on, there's the development team, the B team, the A team. Once you get on the B team, you get coaching and you get a wax tech. So that takes off a big expense for as far as a coaching program. But then the A team, you get your flights paid for, your lodging, all that kind of stuff. So up until I get to that point, it's all on us for funding.
LaCroix says his goal is to make it to the 2022 Winter Olympics. For more information on the fundraiser, you can visit his website, MikeySBX.com. We are getting our first-hand look at what Polar Park Stadium is expected to look like. New renderings released by the city show where the AAA affiliate of the Boston Red Sox will play starting in the spring of 2021. The 10,000-seat stadium is expected to be surrounded by a hotel, apartments, and retail and restaurant space. Construction will begin in 2019. The city is still buzzing after the Paw Sox Move was made official Monday. Thousands across the city celebrated both downtown and in the Canal District, but the dust has now settled and more work is beginning. Our Cam Jandro has more.
The stars have finally aligned for Worcester to be the home of the Paw Sox. Major League Baseball giving the final thumbs up days after the city council approved the deal. And while there was a celebration Monday, for city manager Ed Augustus, party time is over.
We're under a tight time frame to get this ballpark built, to get the development built, and the infrastructure built. We got 2.5 years till opening day, so every day counts.
Augustus says the next steps in the process are to hire contractors as soon as possible and start designing Polar Park. Paw Sox owner Larry Lucchino does not want people to think the team is coming to Worcester just because a new ballpark is being built.
So don't think of it as a ballpark or a stadium. Think of it as more than a ballpark. This is a downtown urban revitalization project in an area that really can use it.
Construction of the 10,000-seat stadium is set to begin next summer. Another $90+ million in investment around the park is in the works as well, which includes 2 hotels, apartments, and retail.
We've worked hard over the last 10 to 15 years to get where we are today. And that's one of the reasons the Red Sox came here. Not just the community, but he saw all the development, the leadership here in the city of Worcester.
Former Red Sox player Steve Lyons won the Governor's Cup with the Paw Sox in 1984. He was at Monday's grand and glorious civic celebration, but says seeing the team move out of Pawtucket is bittersweet.
It's a hard day because I can tell you that I came through that system. Everyone here feels very victorious, and it should be a good feeling. And time marches on.
A big crowd took in the celebration to welcome the team. And the atmosphere seems to be a big part of the reason why Boston's AAA affiliate is moving to Worcester.
They're exponentially greater and warmer than we expected. It seems like we hit a nerve at exactly the right time.
Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
Now to the latest on the Merrimack Valley gas explosions and fires. Gas has been restored to about 6,300 customers who were outside of the impacted area and had their gas services disconnected last week. The governor announcing today he is working with small businesses to help get them back on their feet, and also plans are underway for a relief fund that should be in place by Friday. Meanwhile, a resource center opened up in North Andover today for those impacted. The need is apparently so great, officials are asking for volunteers. Abby Niscoda is in North Andover to explain.
From anxiety,
we're scared and we're afraid,
to frustration.
What is the solution to the problem? They don't know.
You'll find it in this line outside the Columbia Gas Claim Center, now open in North Andover.
How long has it been without gas for you?
Since Thursday.
Anne-Marie Heckman here to be reimbursed for the spoiled food her family's lost so far, but life is far from back to normal.
You're running to other people's homes to take showers. You're buying your food differently. What can you make in a crock pot?
The waiting to get in here, nothing compared to the wait for gas to come back.
No one's telling us if it's days, weeks, months.
And Tino Ardagna just wants to know who's going to pay for his busted boiler.
We'll see. I mean, if your boiler's gone, that's a $10,000 expense.
The need for help is why the town manager put out the call on social media, telling volunteers to come here if they can.
They have claims representatives and they have some check-in people. We're helping doing running, coordinating people, making sure the forms are completed, taking copies of IDs.
Ingrid Rosales saw the post and after waiting in this line to get help herself, came back to volunteer as a translator. She says helping each other is the only way North Andover will get through this.
Everyone that has the time, and please come down and help here because everyone needs help right now.
The claim center behind me will be open from noon to 8 Tuesday through Friday, then 9 to 5 on Saturday. And the town manager says it will be here as long as there's a need. In North Andover, I'm Abby Niscoda, Worcester News Tonight.